It's Daytona International Speedway, the world center of racing, and tonight it plays host to the first official race of 2026 here for the Jawb Racing League. It's Duel Racing here at Daytona to set the lineup for next week's iRacing.Funny 250. Welcome to the broadcast. We hope you're excited for another night of action here on Tuesdays. We're looking a lot forward to it. Of course, this race tonight is a set of twin races, 2 races to set our lineup for next week's iRacing.Funny 250 that we run here back in Daytona. I believe it's a nighttime race next week too, so that should be a lot of fun. We're looking forward to it. Dustin Allen on the call with you tonight. I'll have a mixed booth throughout the night. Drivers in Duel 1 will be racing, while drivers in Duel 2 will be in the booth, and then vice versa when we get into Duel number 2. I'll bring them in the second year, but just getting ready for another season of racing here. I have had the Jawb Racing League with me since I think about season 10. We've been with them. We've been partnered racing since season 9. I know I've worked with them since season 9. Season 10 was the first full-time season that I covered. I'm glad to be with you for yet another season of action here on Tuesday nights for this league. Got a lot of great racers here ready to go tonight, ready to go for the first unofficial win of the season, trying to get some momentum going for next week if they can get it. And that's what we're looking to see if they can get here tonight as we get ready to go into Duel number 1, about 2 minutes and 49 seconds away from that. We'll see how it all shakes out. Quick shout out to Derek Newsom. You saw last season and you saw this season tonight to open up our broadcast. That is brought to you by the Driver of the 50 Machine. Thank you so much to Derek Newsom for our intros that he provides. A lot of great graphic stuff he does for us and a lot of great video packages he does for us too. So really thankful he was able to put those together. Glad to have him. We're glad to have him. Glad to see everybody out here tonight trying to make a run at this race come next week. So here's a pack of cars running with about 2 minutes to go in practice. I will see if my colleague in the booth is back. Nick is back. Nick Donati will be one of the members joining me here tonight for this broadcast. Race number 1. Wait for a second. I think his son was fussing like Brett Bennett does, and so he had to go take care of him, but all is good. I need to get the numbers updated. As you can tell, you can see Jeffrey Armistead has the number 14 from last season. It's the driver who had the car. So some drivers have it right, other drivers not so much. That's all right. So we got this group of cars here together. That right there, a lot of the top 5 fastest cars. You can see the 92 of Jason Fort right there leading out. Armistead leading the inside lane with Michael Kruger pushing him. You got, I believe it's Madeline Rotten in the 60 car right there, second outside lane. The 77 car, David Hendricks is the fastest car right now on the racetrack. Now it goes to Roten in the 60. LaPorte goes second fastest, and that's the power of this draft. The car that's leading is the second fastest. The car that's right there, second in the inside lane, puts up a tied lap time, I should say, actually. But as the right now is the number 60 machine. Off of turn number 2 and heading down the backstretch for what's going to be the last 10 seconds of this warm-up. We might see some guys start rubbing fenders, door and bumping. See Kruger going to the apron to see how he does in this qualifying effort tonight. But Jeffrey Armistead, we mentioned him, first time in a while he's not starting on the front row. We'll see where he qualifies for next week's race through this run here in Duel number 1. So the checkered flag flies for practice. Cars are going to start disappearing off the grid, and we're getting ready to go racing here for the first time tonight. See that big field there for us ready to go here. So we'll take a look at our starting lineup for Duel race number 1 here tonight. Starting on your pole position for this one, It is the 2 of Bridger Olson. He is your pole sitter next week, barring any problems tonight. Dylan Parker will be starting to his outside in row number 1. Jonathan Parker, multiple series champion. He starts in 3rd with Blaine Sparling to his outside. Michael Kruger starting in 5th place. Jeffrey Armistead on his outside. You got Enrique Cucalon and Derek Newsom together in row 8. And rounding out your top 10, it is Joseph Golly, not Yusuf, Joseph Golly, and Jason LaForte. And now, I hear him back. I will let Nick tonight take away our top 20 drivers from 11th through 20th.
Hey, all right. Where we starting? We're starting with, we got Alan Hunt in the 72 Rebel Bourbon Chevrolet. Gavin Austin in the number 6 Wendy's Chevrolet. He's rolling off 12th. Nicholas Bauman in the 25, rolling off 13th. Madeline Roten, rolling off 14th. Sam Bollard in the 97, rolling off 15th. Noah Hip, rolling off 16th. Looks like Christian Delgado rolling off 17th. Brian Douglas 18th. Austin McGill in 19th. Davey Hendricks in... Am I wrong here?
No, that's right. Hendricks is 20th. Yeah, I think you
20th,
might have scoring, might be a little bug. And then Christopher Bassett shows up right now as 21st, our last car on the grid of this week. So 21 drivers in this field. I think everybody is, with a field of 21, I think we might be good for everybody to make the show. Could be wrong, very well could be wrong. We'll see how it is. So I noticed a couple familiar faces, haven't seen in a while. Christian Delgado, one that I noticed. Austin J. McGill, a driver we haven't seen for a bit here on Tuesdays. He's back here tonight. I don't know how many people else know him, but Davey Hendricks, I know he's a familiar name that I've seen racing on iRacing and a couple other leagues. And then Christopher Bassinger as well is here as well. But up front, of course, it is the defending race winner. He is your pole sitter for this season's running of the iRacing.Funny 250. That's Bridger Olson, driving that number 2 machine. He's looking to see if he can start off this season with a dual win. He would like to do that, but he's got Dylan Parker on his outside. Teammate right there, looking to see how they do. So we get ready to go green. So for the first time in 2026 here for the Slide Job Racing League, we're ready to go racing. It's only half of the field, 20 cars, 25 laps racing to see where they'll shake out and start next week in the big show. Base cars off. Bridger Olson, Dylan Parker going to lead us to green. The first dual race is underway. We're racing in 2026 for the Slide Job Racing. Saw there in the middle of turns 3 and 4, Brian Douglas got all out of sorts, but he gathers it up and saves it. Couldn't tell who he got into. Might have been Davey Hendricks in the 77, but they get it pointed straight. Nobody goes around. We stay green and complete lap number 1. I think it was Olson at the line. Dylan Parker tried to surge on the outside with help from Blaine Sparling. Just gridlocked it at 2 seconds here through this field so far.
Yeah, and it looked like coming through 3 and 4 right there, the 31 tried to go down into the bottom lane and he just got tapped by the 18. And he did a really good job of saving that car. I honestly thought he was going to 60 and slam into the wall and hit another car.
We'll have to jump back and see how it happened. That number 31 machine looked like he was about to really go for broke tonight here and send it around. Quick look back at the BRM replays. It's the 2x2 racing. Lap number 1. And you just kind of see it develop He's up there on the outside lane. There you see. He's on the outside lane right here. Up on the top. And I think what happened is he tried to get down in front of Bassinger. And in doing so, got himself loose, sent off the track into Davey Hendricks. See the 72. Alan Hunt dropped back to the rear, but lost the draft while doing so. See right here, demonstrating that. Actually, no, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. It's contact with Bassinger, not Davey Hendricks. That 31 around. Again, they all saved it. We stayed green. And still side by side for the most part here. Down the backstretch, Jonathan Parker giving a shot to Bridger Olsen as they head down into turn number 3. Olsen is heavily ahead for now, about even for second between the Parkers as they head down towards the tri-oval. 21 laps to go here in duel number 1.
I haven't seen anybody really try to push in recent races in this car at tracks like Talladega, Daytona. I think people are at 5, so I think they're just hanging around here. There we go, they're pushing now.
Yeah, not really a sense of urgency yet. It's still early enough where you can kind of just be leisure, stay where you are. But the further back in the field you get, the further these guys might try to push a little harder, might try to go for it a little more. You know, if you're back there, if you're, for example, right there, Gavin Austin, currently in 11th place, he's 5th in the outside lane. He's got some cars lining up right behind him that could easily go make a run if they wanted to, but what reason would you want to make a move right now? If you make that move, something happens, you take yourself out of a good starting spot, or possibly, if we have enough cars out of the race, you'd rather not do that, so you're going to stay here, just kind of take it easy for now, and when the opportunity presents itself later in this run, you might go for it. But you can see that outside lane kind of staying strong, but not as strong as you'd like it to. Armstead kind of getting a little bit halfway off the back of 59, maybe about like on the right rear just about, not too much, so it's not really clean, straight pushes, but it's enough to get Dylan Parker clear for the lead. He'll pull down. Bridger Olsen, he'll take over on the inside lane.
Yeah, these races are definitely tough. I remember last season I had to race my way into the 250, and we ran in the back for most of it, and then I think we had a caution 4 or 5 laps in or to go, and it was go time from there. I had to charge to the front, and I remember people wrecking to my right, in front of me, behind me, and the seas just parted for me, and I got in. I think I finished 4th in the duel last season.
Yeah, I remember that. That was pretty chaotic, and that was what you can expect out of a race, especially if you have guys trying to race their way in. If you have cars that are on the verge of not making the show, they're going to push like that, and you're going to see some chaos at the end of that race. But right now, like I said, really tame, nothing too crazy, but I do want to point somebody out. Remember that 72 of Alan Hunt mentioned earlier? He had lost the draft. He had dropped back out. He's back up here on the outside lane. He has caught back up. He is now running on the outside lane in the top 15. So a great recovery for Alan Hunt to get back in the mix here. He's up here with the swing of things. The only car that does not have a draft is the 31 of Brian Douglas. The other 20 cars are all right here together, all mixing it up for these positions as they make their way back towards turn number 3 with Dylan Parker leading outside the lead. Starting to bring some pressure. Here comes Blaine Sparling in the number 59 car.
Yeah, they keep doing the back and forth thing on the top here. I know Dylan started on the... Yeah, I think he started on the inside and jumped to the top. Lead here. Jeffrey Armistead pushing him. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. That's like the one guy that you want to be pushing you. He's so fast in this track. He's always up front. I don't think I can't remember.
And Jeffrey is a former winner of this race all the way back in season number 11, won this race. And of course, the last 3 runnings of this event, he was on the front row, whether it was the pole position or second place. This season, he's going to have to start somewhere else in the grid that's not the front row, but he's been able to make it work. You mentioned not leading up front. Well, they don't race up front generally at the beginning of this race here at Daytona. They usually kind of hide out in the back of the field. It'll be Armistead, Kruger, Kukalon. You'll see Brett Bennett will do it among all their teammates that are part of this group. They all elect to stay out in the back of the field at the start of the races. They run that strategy of pitting when they need to pit and catching the field at the end on the pit strategy if it works out. If not, then they link up, work together, and they can make the hard charge from front. But there's also another person that can do that we've seen do that, and that is Dylan Parker, as well as Bridger Olson. I mean, I've seen Olson with Dane Cruz, I've seen Parker with Dane Cruz, Parker and Olson. Any combination of those three drivers, they are so good at working together in just tandem drafts. They're able to fly up to the front of the field, try to dominate the race from the front. They have that opposite strategy. You got the guys from Circumference Ultimate that kind of hide in the back, run out back and wait until the end of the race to get to the front. Guys like Dylan Parker and Dane Cruz, nah, they want to be up front, they want to lead these laps, and they want to be up front. And Dylan's really good at that. Really, really good. You saw Armistead get shuffled out just about for a second, went up high. And getting some air on the charge at it with Blaine Sparling. Looks like that's what he's doing. Sparling is out front right now by just about a quarter, maybe a half, as they head down the back.
We were just talking about Gavin Austin a couple laps ago. He's up fourth on the outside in that Wendy's Sprite Chevy. He's looking good. He's looking good. I haven't seen a lot of people drop out of this. Looks like I saw someone get shuffled. I can't remember who it was.
Everybody's kind of staying nice, easy where they are. Not really any shuffling about as much. Things have kind of just stayed easy with 14 laps to go here in this duel. And again, there's still so much time. 14 laps to go. It's a long time at Daytona. It's a long time at Talladega. And it's even longer if you're up front leading the race because you're just wanting it to be over. You want this to be the last time. You got to worry about this running outside or anything. But Dylan Parker now is clear out in front. Does he pull up to block the charge that Sparling might have? Sparling's going to have a run to the front. He's not going to go for it. Dylan going to stay on the bottom lane with Bridger Olson in tow. But now 13 laps to go. Olson, or Sparling, making a charge once again to the outside, going for the race lead once again.
Everybody's making this from this race, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
I believe so. I think this is... I don't think we have enough to DNQ. With 4 DNQs scheduled out of 47 scheduled entries, and we only have 21 in this field, I do believe everybody in this heat will be in... Oh, wrecking in the back!
Oh, we got trouble.
Alan Hunt's around. Big hit.
God.
That's Jace Lafort in the inside wall. Hard. 92. I believe Noah Hipp and Sam Ballard got pieces of it as well. Caution is out for the first time with 12 laps to go. A bump gone wrong sends the field around. A couple cars taking some heavy hits and likely going to be having to head for pit lane, get that car fixed, and just get ready for next week. Like I said, I believe everybody that's in this duel should be in. It all just really depends on who else ends up making the field. Let's take a look at what happened. I think this
is a weird crash.
I think this starts with the 72. No, the 92. Oh my goodness, Jace Lafort. What on earth happens here? Trying to get a good angle for the viewers at home. And I think I got a good angle of it right here. So this is coming off of turn 4. 92 just goes on the track, hits the wall, back down into Alan Hunt. Passenger goes down to the apron, able to miss a lot of damage. But at the same time of this all happening, while they're going down into the infield wall, the 97 car gets hooked. Pushed nowhere for the 11 of Noah Hipp to go. You see the 77 car. Davey Hendricks just getting by. Baxter going into the drive circle. Really weird accident. Really, really weird accident.
Yeah. It looks like Christian Delgado got a little bit of damage as well. I think he hit the back of the 97. I don't know what that was. Yeah, I mean, I know this doesn't happen very often in iRacing, but it looks like he blew a tire. Like that's what it looks like.
Yeah, it just shoots up the track into the outside wall. I don't know
Yeah.
what could have caused it. I don't think it was a blown tire. Maybe just more so of just maybe trying to get to the outside and just carried it to the wall. I'm not too sure. I really don't know. That was really, really interesting. But nonetheless, we are under caution with coming up to about 10 laps to go. It is Dylan Parker, Blaine Sparling, Bridger Olson, Jeffrey Armistead, Jonathan Parker are your top 5 as they run right now.
Yeah, I don't know. If you look in the cockpit, I mean, he's turning to the left, and he just goes up the track. That is crazy.
Definitely interesting, to say the least, but is what it is. It's all good. So we head on in. These last 10 laps. Everybody running in the top 5 right now, between the Parkers, Dylan, Jonathan, Sparling, Olsen, Armistead. All 5 have won a race before here in the Slide Job Racing League. Derek Newsom, 6th place, has yet to win. Michael Kruger, we always talk about him all the time, that 41 machine. He is somebody that we always expect to win these races, but he's still empty-handed here on Tuesday nights. Not sure if it's just the night that doesn't work for him or what, but he's won everywhere else that we broadcast and everywhere else we run. It's just this night, this league has been the one that he just has not been able to break pay dirt on.
Oh, they said his screen froze. That's what
Oh,
happened to the
wow.
92.
So screen freezing. It takes out a couple cars here at the end of this one. But it'll be 9 laps to go when we get restarted. Just talking about Kruger, though, as I mentioned, he's a dual winner. I believe last season's dual winner. So he's looking to see if he can try to march up there and get a back-to-back go at it. We're going to go green with 9 laps to go here in duel number 1. Dylan Parker in control right now. Blaine Sparling is trying to leave the outside lane to a charge. Bridger Olson just hoping to not have any accidents. He is currently your pole sitter. If he has an accident, gets wrecked out of this race, and does not finish, he will have to go to the rear next week. As far as my understanding, it's what it has been for seasons. That may have changed, but from my understanding, Bridger at least has to finish this race to guarantee that he'll be starting on the pole position next week. Through 3 and 4.
Oh boy.
Nick, do you think the winner comes from one of these top 5?
Yes, I do. I think. I don't think we're gonna see another crash until the last lap, and I think it's gonna come from the middle of the field. I'm picking Bridger Olson to win this race. I think he's in the best spot. I think he's one of the best drivers in this race. And yeah, I don't know. That's really all I gotta say about him, but I think he's gonna get this.
We'll see what Olsen can do. The inside lane getting a really good restart here. Dylan Parker is clear with 9 laps to go at the line that time. Olsen is clear for now, but that run down the backstretch is going to come for Blaine Sparling and Jonathan Parker and Bridger Olsen. Jeffrey Armistead. My God, there's a lot of names I'm throwing out here as they make their way down the back straightaway. Parker leads, Sparling on the door. Bridger Olsen, that's for second, As you can see, that gap Parker's able to get out in front of that outside lane as he pull up to block the run, as he stay put on the bottom lane with Bridger Olsen, as they head down towards the tri-oval, towards the start-finish line. Oh, bump! Spinning! Kukulon! Kruger goes in the grass. We stayed straight for the most part, I think. No, wrecking in the back here. Caution is out. It's Christian Delgado that's around. Davey Hendricks, heavy damage, yeah.
Ryan Douglas is just, oh, he's towing. Dang, that sucks for him.
I was about to say, the stack up there because of the bad bump in the tri-oval with Michael Kruger and Enrique Kukulon. Kruger escapes unharmed through that one. But he leaves a trail of chaos behind him. Here's what happens with Kruger. You see right here, actually a push from Gali into Kukulon. That's bump right here. Then you just see the wrecking happening in the background. We'll bump it back a couple seconds and show you what happens further back here. I think it happens to Delgado checking up with McGill. Delgado back. Delgado is right in front of Davey Hendricks. 31, Brian Douglas. There's nowhere to go. Alan Hunt gets involved as well. Just a scattering of machines. And it puts us back under the yellow flag.
Well, I take back everything I said. Like the 77's on pit road, 31's on pit road. Delgado's still on the racetrack with a lot of damage.
I mean, yeah,
or Noah hip.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with the restart that's coming up, it's gonna be maybe about 5 laps to go when we go back green, give or take a lap or two. Not a lot of time left, so you really don't want to have to handicap yourself. You don't have to, but staying out right here in and of itself is a handicap. If you have a bunch of aero damage and you try to draft, you're just gonna get left for dust.
Yeah.
But
looks like the 92, 72, 03, and the 11 are coming to pit here. All cars with damage. Oh, someone just blew up. I just heard someone's car.
Maybe Delgado, because he is slow,
exploded.
coming to pit road, coasting to his pit stall. I think he might have gone kaboom. Like I said, the field, how it's set right now, I think everybody makes the show in this duel. It really depends on what happens in duel number 2. Because this duel is supposed to have 23 cars, but you didn't have 2 of them. Duel number 2 has 24 cars. And by my understanding, 4 DNQs. 2 cars didn't show up for this duel. There's already going to be 2 of them, I would assume. And then 2 more coming out of duel number 2 in case we have all 24. If we're short 2 cars next race, everybody's in. So that's what I think these guys are going to have to hope for, is that we have just a straight 22 cars only in that next duel.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I know I'm racing, obviously, but and I really do not want to be the one car that doesn't make it, or one of the 2 cars that doesn't make it if we get a full field. Got some new names in here. I haven't seen them ever.
So we should get the 1 degree. We'll be restarting with 4 laps to go. Top 5, same as it was last restart. Parker, Sparling, Olsen, Armistead, Parker. Newsom is still 6th. Gavin Austin now scored in 7th. Alan Roten scored in 8th. Michael Kruger bumped back to 9th. And Joseph Gali is currently scored in 10th on this restart. So as we get ready to go back under the green flag, 4 laps to go here. And now is when you're really going to see that intensity pick up, because there's no more playing around now if you want to try to win this duel. You've got to go now. And there's going to be some drivers trying 3 wide, some drivers trying to make moves. If a hole is open, they're going to take it. Like, that's where we're at now. There is no more slowing down and maybe checking up a little bit. It's go time for everybody in this field. Especially for those guys that are on the fence about making this field. Just in case, they have to go. So we'll see what happens and unfolds in these next 4 laps. Dylan Parker just looking for another easy duel win. Blaine Sparling looking to do the same. Olsen just looking to really protect that starting spot for next week. P1 on the grid next week if he can keep this car in one piece and make it to the checkered flag. And everybody else behind just vying for any qualifying spot they can. Position is a row next week, so you don't want to lose spots at the end of this race because you were going to drop like a rock in the starting grid. But also, again, super speedways, qualifying doesn't matter that much. You can win it from anywhere.
Are there points for this race? Are they?
I don't think we have points for this race. Could be wrong. But I don't believe there are any points for the duel. I think it's solely just for starting position for the grid. But I think if you're watching anybody right now, that white car with the red dots on the hood of Joseph Gali, that's going to be a guy to try to make some moves as soon as we get back racing with just 4 laps to go here in the duel. Duel number 1, get ready to go back green with Dylan Parker and Blaine Sparling on the front row. Green flag back in the air, back to racing.
Huge restart there. Dylan.
But is he too far out in front? The run's going to be coming behind.
Oh, first car to jump out of line is going to be that 60.
Roten jumps the outside. Gali goes with her. 25, Nick Bauman going through the middle. There's the 6 of Gavin Austin trying to go back up the middle lane as well. So we're side by side for the race lead. Blaine Sparling is edging out in front just barely. There's Austin jumping to the high side now. 3 cars on the top side. And Sparling clears, jumps down to the bottom. Now it's Blaine Sparling's field to control. Coming to 3 to go. 3 wide further back. The outside lane trying to form up, trying to get moving.
Yeah, big push coming to the 6. To the 60.
And a big push there over Armistead from Derek Newsom as we're 3 abreast heading into turn number 1 for the race lead. It's Armistead, Sparling, Austin. 3 wide we go with just 3 laps to go. Car in the wall on the outside lane. I think it might have been Roten. That's going to stack up the outside lane, slowing it down a little bit. And here comes a run from Armistead with Newsom in tow, trying to go for the race lead.
Oh, huge push to the 60 from the 54. It got her a little loose. She got back to the bumper with a 6.
Armistead didn't fully get clear, couldn't pull down in front of Sparling. He has to maintain the middle line for now as they head to 4. Coming to 2 laps to go. Newsom on the back of Armistead. Dylan Parker on the back of Sparling. Oh, Austin J. McGill shot up in that gap right there that just barely fit in front of Joseph Gali. Side by side in the line. That time you could have given it to either of them then. But I'd say you give it to Sparling. Armistead with a nose out ahead as they head through turn 1. Austin on the top side trying to get help from the 60, the 21, and the 54. The 59's got help from the 3 and the 2 and the 48. And the 14 up the gut. He's got the 50 car shoving him. He's got Bauman. He's got the 97 who's been involved in 2 accidents tonight. Still in the top 10 with a chance to get a good finish. But the outside lane, big run down the back, big push down the back. Here comes Austin.
He's got a huge, he's going to have a corner. It's going to be hard to stop. Looks like Gali dropped back a little bit.
Final lap here. Oh, a little off-center bump, but that's okay. We stay green. We're going to make it to the white flag. So the next flag going to end. It's going to be the checkered flag. We're racing back to the line. 3 deep they go. You can see them 3 by 3 by 3 by 3. Everybody jostling for any position they can get. Up the middle, you got Armistead. On the inside, you got Sparling. The outside, led by Gavin Austin.
Oh.
Armistead cleared the inside as he pulled down. He'll stay middle with Newsom. No, he'll pull low. Austin leads the top side. Sparling makes contact. They're wrecking behind. And as they all wreck, Jeffrey Armistead, Madeline Roten, side by side. It's going to be a drag race to the line. The 60 of Madeline Roten is going to win duel number 1. They crashed behind in the background. A massive accident. Car with the hood up, trying to get to the line. I believe it's Gavin Austin. And he gets across the line. The 6 car with the hood up on his windshield.
Wow.
And it comes to rest as he parks that car.
I mean, I don't think you can ask for a better finish than that right there. Oh, that was awesome.
A hectic, chaotic, fantastic finish. Madeline Roten gets to burn it down, winning duel number 1 here at Daytona in a remarkable last lap turn of events. As she celebrates quickly, we're going to jump and show you this replay because how on earth does she get through this accident to take the checkered flag? She got the run at the last second to get by Armistead. So here's your replay of this. Armistead pulls down in front of Sparling. Sparling is sorts into Newsom, into Austin. Austin goes around here. You just see everybody pretty much piling in. That was in the back half of this field. You see it all happen. You see the 14 pulled down. The 59 gets loose up the track. Everybody just trying to miss. And then the 6 across the track, it just stacks everybody up. And nobody really able to get through that brick wall of cars. Everybody wrecking ahead. Dylan Parker gets turned around, but the battle coming to the line. Watch this 60 car. I saw the accident on the outside lane. Everybody else gets swept up. McGill gets loose on the top side, so loses the run, and just enough speed. The 14 got loose. The 60 car gets through, and to the finish line, Madeline Roten goes. So it's Kukulon burning it down. Take a look at the finishing results. Roten gets in over Armistead there. Austin J. McGill comes home in 3rd. Bridger Olson, our pole sitter, will finish 4th here in this duel. And it's Jace Lafort, wrecked earlier on in this duel. He'll come home 5th. Michael Kruger, Alan Hunt, Enrique Kukulon, Jonathan Parker, and Dylan Parker rounding out the top 10. There's the rest of your field there as I'll get a hold of our duel winner. See if we can't get her on the line. Dialing up our duel number 1 winner in what can only be described as the sea is parting for you. Madeline, first things first, yes. Congrats on the duel win. What was that like for you, that final lap, just watching everything just transpire in front of you that got you to the checkered flag?
Well, on that restart, I was chatting with a few people and I said, now's the time to make the move. We're going to go jump on the top. Whatever happens, happens. I mean, I had some great help from the 21 behind me. And then, yeah, Gavin Austin, really hate it for him. He had a great run going there at the end. Looked just like some bad netcode. But yeah, just held a pretty wheel, tried to keep it straight, and then saw that the 14 lost a lot of momentum and just capitalized on that. Super happy.
Yeah, absolutely. You go from last season. I think you tried to race in last season the duels, did not make the field. Now this season you come in and you win the duel. What does that feel like now, getting to race next week, but also to get to start third on the field?
It's great. I mean, it's a really good car and track combo once things start to get sorted out. I love the O'Reilly Auto Parts car. I think it's a super fun combo, and I'm planning on running a lot more this year. And next week, we're just gonna keep our head down, use what we got, and see if we can get it done 2 times in a row.
Well, we'll see if you can get it done, but it's a win here in the short duel here tonight. Teammates, sponsors, shoutouts. We got that 60 machine into victory lane.
Thank you so much. Yeah, just want to shout out any of my sponsors, not many. Tomas Sport Tuning, Valkyrie Theater Company, Glovebox Media, Mr. Pibb, and obviously the rest of the cars self-sponsored. This could be you. I mean, there's plenty of sponsorship opportunities open on this number 60 machine. Yeah, really happy for the team. Really happy to come out the gate swinging this year.
Well, alrighty. Last season was disappointment in the duels. This season, it's elation. A win in duel number 1 and a third-place starting spot locked up for Madeline Roten here tonight. Congrats on that win here in the duel.
Thanks so much.
And so with that, we will have to kick it to a quick commercial break as we get everything set up and ready to go for duel race number 2. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take on a quick BRN ad break as we get ready to go racing in duel number 2 here at Daytona.
Kyle Busch, welcome to Menards. What can I help you with today?
Well, I've got my shopping list right here. I need some green treated lumber. I need a brown Mastercraft door. I need red Clearview cabinets and some blue Dutch Boy paint.
Those are M&Ms.
And
At Menards, we carry the world's best selection of home improvement products to help you complete your next project.
you've got more of these, right?
It's all gonna fit in your car?
I got a trunk.
Mark Martin and I both love driving the Dream Machine for errands. But one thing about Mark, he's wound pretty tight. And it's a little scary how different he and I are. At lunch, he polishes his helmet. I'd rather polish off a few chili dogs. He cleans his car's headlights. That's not real, buddy. We don't see eye to eye on everything, but no doubt, we do both love Aaron. Because it's the store to get everything you need for your home. You don't need credit, and you pick the payment plan that fits your budget. Nobody beats Aaron's, right, Mark? You didn't even shave. You like that?
When you drive, even a 2-second distraction can be the difference between safety and serious injury. Imagine if I let that happen on the track. Hey, it doesn't look any smarter when you do it. 2 seconds is all it takes. Get the point? Drive like your life depends on it. Go to AAA.com/safety matters today to learn how to be a distraction-free driver.
This season, nothing scares Carl Edwards more than losing. Not a 10-car pileup on a fast track. Not trading paint with a car full of clowns. Not that furnace in his basement that sometimes looks like a face. Losing is even scarier than having to choose between starving and eating your best friend Bob.
I don't feel like I've got much time left. Great.
There are only 2 things that scare Carl Edwards: losing and not winning.
I'm Jimmy Johnson. Boom, confetti. I'm Jimmy Johnson.
Jimmy, customers love the new paint color. It's your beard.
Oh, wow.
And living legend, Jimmy Johnson is on aisle 8.
Dawn, this is all great. Maybe a little much. I think we're playing it pretty cool here.
I'm Jimmy Johnson. Boom, confetti.
I'm really proud to be a part of it. Love, it's pretty amazing.
Her name is Amanda Brookman, and she is my destiny, although she may not know that, per se.
So you can go online and make any kind of car you want. I made a love car. Do I think they stand a chance? I mean, who doesn't love love?
I love love.
What will you design? ToyotaRacing.com.
Who?
Ooh. Call Logano. Hey, Joey, you can save money if you fill up at Shell if you use Advanced Auto Parts Speed Perks.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you.
You saved at the pump?
Yeah, I saved at the pump.
The pump?
The pump.
He saved at the pump!
Now you can save at the pump when you shop at Advance Auto Parts. Learn more at advanceautoparts.com/gas rewards.
Now, it's my turn.
We are back here at Daytona, ready to go racing in duel number 2. An exciting finish in duel number 1. We saw Chaos coming to the line. They're off of turn number 4. A last lap move gets the checkered flag for Madeline Roten, who will be starting 3rd next week in the iRacing.Funny 250. But now we head into race duel number 2. And as we head into duel race number 2, my phone is currently being blown up. I will explain in a second, but I have just had my phone 5 text messages in the span of a second have come through for me there from a certain somebody in this field here tonight. I'll tell you more when we get ready to go racing here. So we should have about maybe 3 minutes left to go in practice. I think they said a hard time at 9:45 is when the time would advance, and we'd be ready to go racing in duel number 2. Happy to have you back here at Daytona. Toss now and get into the booth with you here for duel race number 2. Joining me now, it is BRN commentator with me, Mr. Enrique Cucalan, who raced in duel number 1, took home an 11th place finish after almost wrecking his teammates. Enrique, not a great showing for you, but what are you looking forward to seeing here in duel race number 2?
Well, first of all, I'm glad I survived duel number 1 at least. We're in the show, so, I mean, that was the main point coming into tonight, just figure out a way to make it into the main event, and hopefully, I think we're starting 15th or something for next week's iRacing.Funny 250, but usually we talk about duel 1 being the calm one, duel 2 being the chaotic one. We saw some chaos there in duel 1, so duel 2, with the final transfer spots being awarded here, of course, without counting qualifying and provisionals and stuff like that. It's a final opportunity for these drivers outside of the field to qualify their way into next week's iRacing.Funny 250. So chaos, we saw some in duel 1, but I wouldn't expect to see all roses here in duel number 2. I mean, we're definitely going to see drivers going for it.
Yeah, it's going to be a push to the end here. Nobody's going to take it easy, even though the field may not be as deep of a driver count for the drivers that are racing for it. We'll see what all shakes out when we get going in this duel. So watching the 13, Jaden Hopp, multiple-time winner last season, was a championship threat. There at the end, just couldn't put it all together. But hey, season number 2, looking like it could be pretty good for this 13 camp. I think this is a team to watch here this season for this championship. Jaden was really good last season. I think they've got more than enough chance to go on and try to win the title this season too. So that is the checkered flag in the practice session these drivers got. So we're going to take a look and take you down to show you how they're going to line up for tonight's race here at Daytona for dual race number 2. Pardon my French. You have got your outside pole sitter for next week's race. Bryson Bird will be starting up front with Christian Pacheco on his outside. Ben Baffert and Brent Bennett lining up together in row number 2. Then it's the 32 of Nick Wheeler and the 1, the cruise missile, Dane Cruz, ready to go here in 6th place. You got Matt Steiner in the 38 right there in 7th. Joaquin Stewart is in 8th. Tanner Bukowski is 9th. And Nick Donati, he was in the booth with me in dual race number 1. He's starting 10th in dual race number 2.
Tyler Watermolen starting in 11th with Jake Gumara in 12th. Matthew Chastain makes his return to Slide Jawb Racing League. He'll start in 13th. Robert Lukens, another one of those coming back, 14th. Clark Ginnican in 15th with Jaden Hopp. We were talking about him, starting 16th. William Martin 17th. Coleman Elmore 18th. Keith Calhoun 19th with Jarrett Wilson on 20th, and a little special guest here, Brayden Laster from the Arkham Art Series. He is starting 21st.
And Brayden sent me a string of texts before this race saying, Bibberty, I'm winning this race, trust. So if he does not win from 21st, we're going to flog him. And Jace LaFord mentioning in the comments, in dual race number 1, that 92 shut up the track out of the blue, screen froze. And you know what? I've seen it happen before. It sucks when it happens too. But man, does it look weird when it happens, because you just kind of just don't know what's going on. But hey, it happens. Technical difficulties. Hopefully they get that fixed before next week, so they're able to make the finish of the race and try to see if they can't go for the win. Ford, I think, is going to have some speed in next week's race, so looking forward to see if they can do that next week. Yeah, looking right now as the field stands, 21 cars in this duel. That means we will not have any DNQs. Everybody racing tonight will make the field next week. 42 cars officially in the duels, so we will be 1 car shy of a full 43 car field, so nobody's going to worry about DNQing out of this race. Everybody racing next week at Daytona for the iRacing.Funny 250 here at Daytona. But that is next week. This week we're worried about the last 25 laps coming up here in dual race number 2. Bryson Berg, the outside pole winner. Circumference Ultimate Motorsports, while it wasn't Armistead doing it this season, it's continuing a stretch, 4 straight seasons with a car on the front row. I think the same also goes for Cruz Auto Racing. Dane Cruz, of course, not on it this season, but he's got Bridger Olsen up there representing the team in season 16. But we'll see how it all shakes out. This field lined up, ready to go racing for another 25 laps. 21 more drivers ready to go at it here. Racing Bird, Checo are your front row. Then Ben Bafford, Brett Bennett, and Nick Wheeler, the top 5. Pace car dives off. Second dual race about to go underway. Green flag is going to fly, and we are racing for 25 more laps here at Daytona. Lap number 1, about a dead heat to the line. Pacheco scored the leader at the line over Bryson Bird on the inside line. Brett Bennett giving a push on the inside of the 88 car to get him out in front.
And it was a little bit of a checkup there at the start. Allowed Dane Cruz now to hop down into the bottom lane. A bit of a advantage now to the bottom as Ben Baffert kind of blinks there going down the backstretch.
Heading back for turn 3, Dane Cruz, of course. We always talk about this, the prowess he has racing, the skill. He's, of course, a winner of this race back in season 14. He's looking to add a second one to his name if he can. They're side by side to the line. I think Pacheco again just got the edge over Bryson Bird.
Pretty equal. Yeah, pretty equal battle for the third lane. Bird inching ahead and down the backstretch. Pacheco now getting the push from Brett Bennett.
Their way off of turn number 4, heading back towards the tri-oval. The outside lane just gets the better run through the tri-oval as they come down. Pacheco gets the edge that time over Bird yet again. And Bennett trying to clear Bird. if he can as well. He wants to get down and work with his teammate. He doesn't really want to be stuck on the high side battling side by side with Bryson. He wants to be pushing Bryson. Looking in this field, we've got maybe 4 guys here. Bennett, Bird, Watermelon, and Steiner compared to the just one, I think, or two. Baffert and Cruz for Cruz Auto Racing, really. Way back down the front stretch. See the third car on the outside lane. That is the 79 of Joaquin Stewart. He's having a good push towards the front of this field. Number 79 Mountain Dew machine. Shuffling to third on the outside lane after Dane Cruz ducked to the bottom lane. Back to the top side. Now he has lost positions because of those moves. He went from 6th place to start. He's right now from third on the outside lane. Not really a good move to the bottom lane. He comes back up, takes his losses and slots in behind Nick Donati in the 93 as they head back towards turn number 3.
Yeah, and you talk about Dane Cruz to his inside. Matt Steiner, he led laps in the last points-paying race we had at Miami Speedway last season. He's looking to make his way into the show as he's setting no DNQ. So Matt Steiner, racing the iRacing.Funny 250, but looking also to advance in his qualifying position. Of course, position here in the duel means a row gain for the main event.
And a move for the lead. Brett Bennett gets clear on the inside. He shoots by Pacheco with help from Bird. The outside lane stacked up. They could not get a run there. Very disastrous on his top side as they stack up behind the game.
Oh, Bird gonna ditch his teammate going down the backstretch. He's gonna jump to the outside lane.
Bird and Bennett now controlling the field. I think that might be by design. I think these two wanted to control the lanes and control this field. Now it's Bennett and Bird in the front row, blocking the outside to the inside, heading through turn 3. 19 to go with the line this time. Bennett on the inside, Bird on the outside as they make their way through the tri-oval. Brett Bennett, of course, we talk about him never winning anything. Never won in the races, never won in the All-Star races, never won anything that I broadcasted. Trying to, he hasn't been able to, but almost shuffled out was Bryson Bird. Pacheco tried to shove it in there, just about got slammed into a 3-wide situation with Ben Baffert. He backs out of it. We stay clean, we stay green.
And I talked to Bryson earlier this week. He told me, I'm locked into the show, I'm going to go for it.
Why not? I mean, at the most, like I said, if I do believe, and I could be wrong, so you'll have to correct me, don't quote me. I do believe if the pole sitters wreck in the duel, they have to go. If they don't complete the duel, they have to go to the rear of the field. I'm not too positive. I know that was a rule for the past seasons. Don't know if that stays this season. Nevertheless, Bird. Yeah.
Yeah, Bird to the inside now. Got the push from Pacheco going down the front stretch.
Outside lane just really struggling to keep up. Heading down through turns 3 and 4. And I'm going to go on board with somebody here in the back of this field. He told me he was going to win this race. That's Brayden Laster, the number 15 machine. He's back here in 21st. Has not moved forward. But I guess he's just waiting for the chaos to unfold in front of him. He's just kind of hanging back.
Bird and Pacheco. Pacheco gave a huge push with a 53, almost put him into the outside wall. Talk about these Xfinity cars. You got to be careful with that back bumper.
And he's pushing right there towards the left rear. He's getting ready to place his number 53 machine. Second round, Joaquin Stewart blinking in and out, really causing problems for the outside as well. Nick Donati cannot get up on him because he doesn't know when he's going to disappear and reappear. Look at the inside lane. Big push. That's Nick Wheeler in the 32. Shoving into Baffert. Shoving into Bennett. Triple B's on the man on the front here. Bennett, Baffert, Bird as they make their way through 3 and 4.
Now Baffert blinking. That's going to allow Pacheco and Bird to get a run on the outside lane as they make their way back into the tri-oval.
So next time we go in this duel, we've stayed green thus far. 10 laps, just about. But this has been dicier. The intensity a little bit higher than duel number 1 in the early stages, but it is clean still as they make their way through 3 and 4. And at the stripe, 15 laps to go in duel number 2. Side by side are 2 teammates, Brett Bennett and Bryson Bird. Bennett, Bird, battling here at Daytona. I ran out of bees to throw in there. But side by side still as they come through here for Circumference Ultimate Motorsports teammates. Leading this field, looking for the piece. Bird hasn't won. Bennett especially has not won. He wants to change that this season. We'll see what happens. Pacheco gonna send it to the middle lane. Sends it 3 wide for the lead. Shuffling to 53 out. What an aggressive but perfectly timed move by Pacheco. Bird now sets anchor on the outside lane. He'll drop all the way back by the 53 machine. He gets sent from leading the outside lane to now just trying to let the field go by and then dropping back in line where he can.
Of course, we talked about Bird being already locked into his second place starting position, 250. As now Pacheco getting help from Joaquin Stewart there on the outside. They almost cleared Brett Bennett going into 1. And now Pacheco, he's thinking about going low. He stays up high.
He went back in the back. Bird still stuck 3 wide. Could not get down. He is still by himself, but maybe finally able to get down. You see Joaquin Stewart shoving 88. Oh, Luke into the wall. Contact with Chastain. They stay good. They're still good. Bryson just waiting for Martin to get by and get clear so he can pull down. He'll shoot down, fill that hole, take a deep breath, relax. We're back good. We're all back to double file as we now get 13 laps to go. Pacheco, Joaquin Stewart maybe thinking of making a move. And he's going to go to the outside. Oh, wreck in the back. William Martin. Hard in the outside wall. Goes the 5. And that's William Martin, the 5 machine. One of the elder statesmen of the Slide Jawb Racing League. He goes into the wall hard. He's back rolling, but that 5 machine is beat up. Take a look at the PRN replay and show you what happened to him. Just intense battling through this field. You'll just see it right here. The outside lane makes that move. Joaquin Stewart goes up top, and this big stack up right here. Bird. Oh, you see Bird got shoved by Chastain, it looks like. Just bumper tag between 3 cars. And it sends William Martin into the outside wall.
Yeah, Martin had to check up for Jarrett Wilson there. And that created a domino effect there between the 83, the 5, the 53, and the 12. Chastain just couldn't check up in time. See Bryson Bird. You know, braking for the 5 car, and that just generated that wreck.
So under caution for the first time here in duel number 2. Brett Bennett is your race leader. Christian Pacheco scored in 2nd. Ben Baffert is scored 3rd. Nick Donati now up to 4th, and Joaquin Stewart tried the outside lane there. It didn't really work for him. He drops back to 5th place, but he gets saved by that caution coming out. Doesn't drop too far down the rankings here. Still slotted in 5th. Of course, Bryson Bird, he has got 2nd place locked up to start next week. Everybody else is trying to find out where they're going to start. If they're going deep in the field to begin the race, if they're going to be up front at the beginning of the race. It's all up in the air on how they finish here tonight. But this is only for the outside lane. Of course, the inside lane was set by means of duel number 1. Alan Roten, last season, she missed the field by, I think, 2 spots in the duels. She comes out tonight, and she wins her duel race, and she locks herself into starting 3rd next week in the iRacing.Funny 250. This is for starting 4th, the winner of this, unless it's Bryson Bird, in which case then it'll be the runner-up. We'll be starting in 4th as we continue on here. So, Bennett gonna hit the line this time. We should get the 1 to go, get green with about 10 laps to go. Just about the same time the caution came out in duel number 1. Just about same lap in all. So kind of eerie how close that was. Bennett just wants to win something. He wants to win a race of some kind. And he's trying to do that tonight and trying to see if he can maybe set up for a good run at Daytona. He's been close. He's had shots at it. You talk about Dane Cruz winning back in season 14. Brett Bennett, you want to talk about a choke job of all choke jobs. He had a chance to beat Dane there in that race. He ended up wrecking himself from second place and costing himself a shot at the win. Dane was a sitting duck, and with Brett wrecking himself, it stacked the entire field up to where Dane was able to hold off and win. So we'll see what he can do. Can this season be the season of Bennett? Can he finally break through? Can he finally get the win? I don't know. Time will tell. So we'll go double file. Next time by at 10 to go. Green flag at 9 to go. We'll see what happens for this field. Pacheco, those drivers, also I believe looking for his first career win in the slide job racing league.
Yep, Pacheco won the duel here 2 seasons ago. I remember because I lost that photo finish to him.
Yeah.
Season 14. Kind of coincidental that yeah, kind of coincidental as well that season 14 duel was also another Brett Bennett choke.
Yeah. You know, the more I hear about this Brett Bennett guy and losing the races that he's leading, the more I think he really can't get the job done. I don't know if Phil and Cammy are watching, but if you all are watching, hello. We love your son. Don't worry. I know he's told us before that I think, and I always love hearing it too. People talking about their folks watching these broadcasts, just watching to see their, their family, their friends, their kids racing. It's fun. I have a lot of fun doing this, and it's cool to hear stuff like that. People just want to tune in to watch. It's special race car. It's all serious, it's crazy. We're having fun here on a Tuesday night. It is January 20th here in the new year, 2026. And like I said, we started off with the qualifying last week, where Bridger Olson and Bryson Bird took the top 2 spots. They'll be starting first and second next week at Daytona. Tonight, the duels, and next week mentioning the big one looming overhead, the iRacing.Funny 250. It will be a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun every year at Daytona. We have a lot of fun every season with every race. But Daytona is always special. It's always a lot of fun because anybody that's in the race has a chance to win. And we're going to have 42 drivers that I think are going to have a good chance to win, except maybe Tyler Waterman. I don't think he'll have a chance to win, but everybody else will have a good chance to win. It'll be a lot of fun to watch, and I'm looking forward to next week. You don't want to miss it. But there's also racing as well the rest of this week. Tomorrow night, the NASCAR Cisco Cup Series races. I want to say Homestead. I could be wrong.
Texas.
Texas, yeah, I knew I was wrong. And then, of course, Thursday night, the SOFA Racing League, they will be racing as well, and I believe they are heading to Michigan. So you don't miss either of those races here on BRN, both at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Speaking of 9 laps to go. Green flag back in the air. Bennett leads Pacheco in second on the outside lane. Back up through the gears they go.
Now a bit of separation between the top 4 and those behind him. Cruz and Joaquin Stewart in the 79. Outside lane gonna get connected here for the inside dust.
Outside third car, Dane Cruz. He's back up in it. Oh, big push. Baffert out of shape. Joaquin Phoenix a push into Baffert. I think maybe Wheeler pushed the pusher. It shuffles them all about. Pacheco gets a pretty good jump now. He is clear of the inside lane. Does Donati get clear as well?
Donati is almost clear as they make their way to 3 and 4. He's not going to be able to, but Pacheco has the opportunity here. Donati once again getting another run here from Dane Cruz. He's now clear. Does Pacheco drop down or does he stay up there with a 93?
We've seen the runs the outside lane gets, and I think the inside lane, the drivers that are part of it, are just kind of all over the place. This inside lane will get a huge run through the middle of the corner, but this push from Donati, you'll see right here, he'll get on the back bumper, he'll push up. Hop right there, fourth in the outside lane on Dane Cruz's back bumper. I'm going to watch that right there. The 13 of the 1, I feel like, are going to try to make a move to make a third lane work. That's a tandem that I would love to see make that jump to the outside lane. But also right there, Clark Ginnikin, how about him up here in the top 10? The 44 machine has a shot to get up here and win this duel. Coming to 7 laps to go.
What a better way to start the Jawb Racing League career here than win a win. But Ben Bafford's going to go to the outside here. Brett Bennett.
Bafford got a huge move to the outside lane. Joaquin Stewart now has to push Brett Bennett. Pacheco shoving Bafford through turns 1 and 2. 7 laps to go. Shuffling about in the background. Oh, car on the wall. I can't tell who that is. That might be Robert Lukens. He's still straight. We stay green. Bafford now clears the inside lane. He leads Bennett. Pacheco leading the outside once again. Oh, up here on the back.
Yeah, they gotta be careful with those pushes here because with 6 laps to go, the intensity is just gonna keep picking up here.
It's building, it's building, it's building. More and more as they continue these laps winding down. 6 to go, 5 more next time by.
Oh, Bennett gonna jump to the
pushed by Pacheco now. Bump from Stewart into Bafford. Gets him out of sorts, but he stays up to momentum. Bennett, Bafford side by side for the lead. Two cars sneaking up on that inside lane. 4th on the inside. Matt Steiner, 5th on the inside. There's Braden Laster in that hot pink machine. 5 to go. Bennett leads. Down into turn 1. Outside lane stacking up a little bit. 3rd lane trying to form. Coleman Elmore, Robert Lukens on the top side, but not getting any momentum on their side. They're kind of fading back already as they try to jump to the top side. Bennett blocks Pacheco. Pacheco tries to get back in front of Donati. Now Bennett's let down the dry. Just like that, Brett Bennett can just kiss a duel goodbye, maybe. No! Slides it down! There they go!
Into the wall!
Bennett hard over the wall! Dane Cruz, heavy damage on the 1 machine. Donati's in it. But Brett Bennett, an aggressive move late. He puts himself in the wall, in the air, on the roof of someone else's car. And he will not take the car to victory lane. Instead, he'll take it to the garage where it'll be sent to the scrapyard and he'll have to reset for next week.
Bykowski with big engine problems on that 66. I think Bryson Bird as well got involved in that.
Gotta go to the blimp for this replay. You see it all right here. Bennett gets clear, he thinks, pulls in front of Donati. A stack up there with Donati and Cruz. And then everybody just stacking up. Contact made, lots of cars, just nowhere to go. Clark Ginnikin's in there. Jared Wilson in the 83 car. You mentioned Tanner Bykowski getting a piece of it. Dane Cruz just really nowhere to go either.
It almost worked for Brett Bennett because he managed to find a hole there. It's just Donati and Cruz had a little bit of a run there that just gave Bennett the push that it needed him to turn him around in the wall.
Heavy hits for Bennett and for Donati there.
And Nick Wheeler went head on into the left side of the 06.
On board with Brett Bennett here. pull up the camera, front camera up here a little bit. You just see it, and I think it starts with Bennett pulling in front of Donati. Donati checks up that little bit. Cruz checks up. They stack up. They hit. And Wheeler gets a pretty big hit. Wilson gets a big hit. I think Laster got a little bit of contact, as did Jaden Hopp, but I think they're going to be okay. I think they'll be fine. And they'll be able to continue on in peace.
Jarrett Wilson still rolling around. He with big damage to the 83. I guess he's trying to finish the race, but he's already locked into the field. We're gonna have an overtime restart here.
And with that big wreck, a lot of cars taken out of it. That shuffles this around big time. You'll have some guys, some big names starting at the rear next week at Daytona, like Dane Cruz, like Brett Bennett, like Nick Wheeler's going to be back there, Tanner Mikowski as well. Nick Donati will be starting from the rear of the field next week. But look at who gets shuffled to the front.
Matt
Steiner, fourth year. Brayton Laster now has a chance to win it in 6th. Matthew Chastain will be restarting 7th. How about Keith Calhoun in that 35? We have not mentioned him once tonight except for the starting grid. He rides 8th. That 35 Furniture Row machine could play upset. He could try to win this duel. He could be in a good spot next week in the race at Daytona for the iRacing.Funny 250. Hey, I have seen that exact paint scheme get an underdog win in a crown jewel race before. Wouldn't shock me if it happened again. This 35 car could have a chance to steal a duel win. We'll see what happens. But Ben Baffert, he chooses the outside lane for this restart here on the top side. Pacheco will lead the inside lane. Got Joaquin Stewart, Matt Steiner, Brayton Laster, Jaden Hopp. The top 6, the top 3 rows. Oh boy.
Yep, it's about to get interesting here. Of course, overtime restart. I believe we have 3 attempts. Yeah, we have 3 attempts at an overtime restart. We don't know the rules, of course. They'll restart. They'll have 1 lap to get back to the white flag. If the white flag comes out, the next flag will end the race. If they crash before, and we see a caution before the white flag, we'll rack them up and send them back out again for another overtime restart.
3 attempts at it. Let's get the white flag, and then we'll race to the finish line to see who will win duel number 2 and start 4th next week at Daytona. And Eureka, you mentioned it. It's about to get good here for this overtime restart. Baffert is going to try to control this field as best he can, but he has got a hard-nosed driver in Christian Pacheco on his inside there in position number 2. But you've got Brayton Laster. He vowed to me that he would win this race, so if he doesn't win, then I'm going to be very upset. I mentioned Jaden Hopp, 3rd on the inside lane. The 35 of Keith Calhoun right there is 4th on the outside lane. And Tyler Watermolen and Bryson Bird together in row 5. Bird will cover over the top 10. Watermolen surviving to get into the top 10. We'll see what happens. Pace car's off. Green flag gonna fly. It is Ben Baffert leading the field back to green.
Big jump over Pacheco there.
Yeah, not a good restart really on the outside or inside lanes in row number 2. Steiner gets back up to speed with pushes from Brayton Laster. Pacheco going to get to the back bumper of Ben Baffert as they head through 1 and 2. Pushing that number 23 as best as he can. He blinks out. Oh, Joaquin Stewart and Pacheco. Oh, Stewart! He saves it! Steiner gets shuffled out. Laster pushing Stewart. Baffert pushed by Hopp. Now Laster jumping to the outside, trying to make a 3rd lane work.
Steiner in the wall. He keeps it going. Laster now being left out to dry. They're going to come back to the white flag.
Watch out there, Bryson Bird, Keith Calhoun. They can make a move together if they could. The white flag is out. One final lap. Pacheco leads at the line that time.
Big shove there in the Bryson Bird.
But look at this push Joaquin Stewart's giving to Pacheco. Huge pushes coming from the 79 machine.
Pacheco going to stay to the outside with Joaquin. Here comes Baffert on the bottom with Jaden Hupp down the backstretch. One final time. Bird going to go 3 wide on the top.
Bird has no help, though. He goes on the outside by his lonesome. It's going to be a quick drop back behind the 35 as they come through 3 and 4, side by side. Baffert and Pacheco. Hop can't make a move. Stewart can't make a move. They're going to push these two towards the start finish line. Pacheco clear out in front. They wreck in the back. It's Christian Pacheco winning duel number 2 in a close battle. Right at the line, Joaquin Stewart jumped to the inside, just about had the nose, but he couldn't get there in time. And it's another duel win for the 88 car. What a race to the line there. Pacheco just barely gets ahead. He cleared the inside. Baffert just could not get a good push there on the inside line. Hop did not get a good push off the corner, while Stewart was all over Pacheco's back bumper. Got him clear. He jumped to the inside, and it was smooth sailing. He just saw the checkered flag ahead, waiting for him. And you mentioned Season 14 won the duel. Comes in Season 16, he wins another one.
Yeah, we usually don't talk about Pacheco when it comes to these super speedway tracks, but man, does he have it locked down here for these duels. Second win in the duels for Pacheco, and both have come in. Well, now I believe the other one came in duel number 1, so he has won both duels now, you can say.
So we'll see if we can dial up our duel 2 winner, Mr. Christian Pacheco. See if we can talk to him. While we do that, while I wait for him, we'll take a look at your finishing results for duel race number 2. Pacheco starting 4th next week at Daytona. Joaquin Stewart, great run there at the end. Just did not time it well enough. He'll finish 2nd. And hey, Keith Calhoun, 3rd place there at the line. Great run for Calhoun. Baffert comes home 4th. Bryson Bird in 5th. And it was Jaden Hop, Matthew Chastain, Tyler Watermull, William Martin, who wrecked earlier, comes back to get 9th. And Robert Lukens to round out the top 10.
11th place, Jake Umar with Braden Laster. Man, he told us he was going to win this race, but came home in 12th. I assure you, Bibberty's probably not going to be happy about that. Matt Steiner, who lined up 4th on the final restart, he comes from 13th after being left out to dry. Coleman Elmore, 14th. Clark Gittigan in 15th. Dane Cruz, 16th. Jarrett Wilson, 17th. Nick Donati in 18th. Tanner Bykowski in 19th. Brett Bennett, who ultimately just couldn't get the job done once again. He comes home in 20th. And Nick Wheeler, the last car in the field.
Well, I believe we've caught up with our dual race winner. Let's get a hold of him. Hey, Mr. Christian Pacheco, it's Dawson out in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Alrighty, well, it has been your playground when we get to these dual races. It seems like you were able to put them together and win them. What was that race like for you, the 25 laps here tonight for that 88 machine?
Honestly, it was pretty boring. For the most part, no one could really move anywhere. It was just 2 lines in the top and the middle, or on the bottom and the middle. And I don't know, it really seemed like there were only about 3 people who knew what they were doing out there. It was, there were just some people who either didn't know how to push or didn't know how to lead a line. It was honestly, really funny.
All right, well, you still got it done here tonight. How does this make you feel, though, heading into next week, starting up front for the big show and getting ready to try to go out and chase a win?
Well, I just gotta hope that I can execute, just hopefully stay up near the front since it's difficult to really move through the field, and just hope that I don't make any mistakes on pit road or anything like that.
Well, we'll see if you can avoid those mistakes next week. Christian, teammates, sponsors, shoutouts. What got you here to victory lane in dual race number 2?
Like to give a shout out to Johnny Parker and to Jared. They were in the call. And hopefully next week, the three of us can all get together in the race. I don't know if Jared made it. I don't really know how all that works, but hopefully he did. And if not, then hopefully Johnny Parker and I can link up and do some good things in the race.
Well, alrighty. He is your duel number 2 winner. He's got a knack of winning these things here in the 88 machine. It's Christian Pacheco taking home the checkered flag here tonight. Congrats on the win, Christian.
Thank you.
And so that will do it for us for the duels. We had that tame duel number 2 and the chaotic duel number 1. But, you know, both races had their fun. They both were exciting, you know, to the end. But I do agree that beginning part of duel race number 2, very much a lull period. And I think we're going to see a lot of that next week in the race itself. Everybody's going to kind of be easy. They don't want to push too hard. They don't really want to make it, you know, too difficult. So we'll see what happens next week. But Enrique, I mean, you raced tonight. What are you expecting out of next week, you know, for you showing up and racing?
Dawson, I mean, we saw everyone tonight, and I feel like for next week it's about to get good, and you know, we're gonna show up, and it's gonna go down in there in the iRacing.Funny 250. It's gonna be off the hook, up in there, next Tuesday night. But you know, we gotta get witnesses here, of course, on BRN. You don't want to miss this, because you know, if you ain't sticking around for the main event. If you saw the duels tonight, you're probably gonna stick around for the main event. But if you're not, well, I will be racing, of course, but it's about to get good. I can tell you just that. And of course, I believe I am starting 15th in next week's event, but I'm just gonna take it easy for the first portion of the race, as you said. Of course, not really want to cause any mess or any trouble. And you know, we saw it tonight. Chaotic ending to duel number 1. Madeline Roden comes home with a win after avoiding the calamity there at the end. And duel number 2, we saw a big crash there with Brett Bennett, and overall Pacheco getting his second duel win. He wasn't, I would say, the happiest of winners, but he still gets that 4th position for next week's race. But you know the saying, anyone, if you're in it, you can win it. Next week, iRacing.Funny 250, it's gonna be fun. I can tell you that much.
Absolutely, and I'm excited to see it. But of course, that's next Tuesday. We've got racing in between then. This upcoming race tomorrow night, mentioned Zascar heads to Texas. We'll see you there tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. And then Thursday night, the Silver Racing League heading to the High Speed Michigan. Another big speedway racing on Thursday. And we cycle back next Tuesday to the Sled Jump Racing League, iRacing.Funny 250, the show everybody's been racing for and everybody's been waiting for to kick off Season 16 officially next week here at the World Center of Racing. I want to thank you as always to everybody for tuning in. Thank you to all the drivers who show up and put on a product for us to put on for you. And thank you to everybody who joins me in the booth, whether it have been just on a one-off tonight or it be all the time. For everybody on BRN, this is Dawson Allen signing off, saying so long and have a great rest of your night.